He found the app at 11 p.m., the night before their wedding. She was active, 20 minutes ago. Not confused, not distant, active. Tomorrow, 140 guests. His vows, handwritten, 3 drafts. A venue booked a year in advance, a ring he saved for quietly. A woman he trusted completely. The app icon was small. He almost didn't recognize it. He wished he hadn't. Her profile photo was recent. He could tell by her hair. She cut it 3 months ago. Last active, 20 minutes ago. She wasn't just talking to someone. She was building something, parallel. What he found next didn't just break the wedding. It broke the 4 years before it. Every single day of it. Stay with me, because this story doesn't end where you think. And that's when it stopped being a mistake. He booked the venue a year out. He wrote his vows by hand, 3 full drafts. He was that kind of man. He learned how she took her coffee in week 2. Exact temperature, no sugar. He never forgot. Not once. Not in 4 years. He planned the proposal for 3 months. Not because he was indecisive, because he wanted it right. She said yes immediately. Everyone said they were perfect. They believed it too. That's the part that matters. They actually believed it. Hotel room. Night before the wedding. 11 p.m. Everyone else was celebrating elsewhere. She wanted a traditional night apart. He respected that. Of course he did. He was alone in the room. His phone was dead. Hers was on the charger. He just wanted to check the time. He picked it up. The screen lit. Not a text. An app notification. He didn't recognize the icon at first. He looked closer. A dating app, one he'd never heard of. Her profile photo. The new haircut. 3 months old. He sat down on the edge of the bed. He didn't move for a full minute. He could have put it down, walked away, married her in the morning. He opened the app instead. The profile had been active for 8 months. They had been engaged for 10. Her bio didn't mention a fiancé. Of course it didn't. He checked the messages. He shouldn't have. He did. The most recent conversation was with Ryan. Last message, 2 days ago, from Amber. 6 words. I can't wait to see you again. Some words rearrange everything the moment you read them. He stared at those 6 words. He read them 4 times. They didn't change. Ask yourself, what do you do with that? The night before your wedding, holding her phone, reading her words, to someone else. He kept scrolling. He didn't want to. He couldn't stop. Ryan and Amber. 6 months of messages, long ones, not physical descriptions. Nothing like that. She told Ryan what she was afraid of, what she wanted, what she was unsure of, things she never said to Caleb. He read for 20 minutes. He read like someone looking for evidence they already know exists. Then one message stopped him completely. 3 months ago. Amber to Ryan. Sometimes I wonder if I'm marrying the right person. He set the phone down, picked it back up, set it down again. That wasn't the worst message. Keep going, 2 months ago. A thread about meeting in person. She called it just coffee. Ryan called it something else. She didn't correct him. He kept scrolling. He found a photo she sent. Nothing explicit, but chosen. Carefully chosen. The kind of photo you take when you want someone to know exactly what they're missing. She sent it on a Tuesday afternoon. He checked. He remembered that Tuesday. He had been at work. He came home that evening. She was making dinner. She kissed him hello. She kissed him. With the same hands, the same mouth, the same afternoon, and smiled. That's the part he couldn't move past. That smile. He had no idea it was a performance. He thought it was just Tuesday. He sat with all of it. The profile, the messages, the photo, the Tuesday. He started replaying the last 6 months. 6 months ago, she changed her gym schedule. New times, new days. He thought she was being healthy. He was proud of her. 4 months ago, new perfume, said she wanted a change. He told her he liked it. 3 months ago, she pulled slightly back. He noticed. He asked if she was okay. She said, "Wedding stress." Just that, wedding stress. He believed her. He made her tea. He had been explaining away the evidence for months. He just didn't know it was evidence. That's the part that hollows you out, not the betrayal itself. The realization that you were already living inside it and had no idea. It was midnight now. The wedding was at 2 p.m. 140 guests, their families, their friends, the venue he'd paid for, the vows he'd written 3 times. He had a choice. He could confront her, right now. Her room. Tonight. He could say nothing. Walk that aisle. Marry her. Carry this alone. Or he could leave. He sat in the dark, holding her phone, his wedding suit hanging on the door. He looked at it. For a long time, he made a decision, not out of anger, out of clarity, the kind that only comes when you stop lying to yourself. He picked up his phone. He called her room. 12:17 a.m. She picked up on the second ring, her voice relaxed, sleepy. He said, "I need to see you." She said, "It's bad luck." He said, "Amber, I need to see you." Something in his voice. She heard it. She came. He opened the door. He held out the phone, screen facing her. She looked at it. She looked at him. She didn't say, "That's not what it looks like." She didn't say, "I can explain." She said, "How long have you had my phone?" That was her first question. Not, "I'm sorry." Not, "Let me explain." "How long have you had my phone?" That told him everything. That one sentence. That question. About the phone. Not about him. Not about them. About the phone. That was her real priority. Right there, in the doorway, at midnight, the night before their wedding. She cried. He didn't. She said it was complicated. He said nothing. She said Ryan meant nothing. He asked about the message 3 months ago. Sometimes I wonder if I'm marrying the right person. She couldn't answer that one. Not directly. Not cleanly. She tried. She stopped. Long silence. He walked to the closet. He took the wedding suit off the door. He folded it over the chair. He picked up his bag. She said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm not sure yet." He said, "But not to that aisle." He walked to the door. She called his name. He stopped. He didn't turn around. He said, "I hope you figure out what you actually want. I hope Ryan's worth it. I'm going home." He left. She didn't chase him. That was the last thing he expected, and the first thing that confirmed he was right. He drove home that night. He called no one. He sat in their apartment. Her things everywhere. Her jacket on the hook. Her books. Her mug. Her shoes by the door. He sat in it. All of it. In the morning, he called both families. 1 call each. Calm. Short. "The wedding isn't happening. I'll explain when I can. I'm sorry." He didn't explain Ryan. He didn't have to. 140 people found out through a text chain. It spread faster than anything he could control. His mother flew in that afternoon. She didn't ask questions. She sat beside him on the couch. That was enough. That was actually enough. The worst grief isn't loud. It's the kind that sits with you quietly and doesn't leave. It just stays right there beside you, like it moved in. 2 weeks later, a mutual friend told him something. Ryan didn't know Amber was engaged. She never told him. Ryan found out the morning after the canceled wedding, from the same text chain as everyone else. Ryan called Amber. She didn't pick up. She didn't just lie to Caleb. She lied to Ryan. She was running 2 lives. Neither man knew about the other. Ryan thought he was the real one. Caleb thought he was the only one. She was managing both. Quietly, carefully, for months. That's not confusion. That's not fear. That's management. 2 people, 2 versions of herself. 2 entirely separate stories, running at the same time, like it was nothing. 3 months later, he was packing up the apartment. He found something in a drawer, a handwritten note, her handwriting, dated 6 months ago, before Ryan, before all of it, a pros and cons list of marrying Caleb. He stood there. He read it. The cons column had more entries. At the bottom, she wrote, "But I love him. I think. I think." He read it once. He folded it. He put it in his pocket. She had doubts, real ones. Written down, 6 months before the wedding. And she said nothing. She planned a wedding instead, and kept a backup. He took the note out of his pocket. He held it for a moment. Then he threw it away. He finished packing. He didn't cry. He understood now. She didn't cheat because she was confused. She cheated because she wanted a guarantee. Him and an exit. Both at the same time, just in case. That's not love. That's insurance. 2 ways to look at this. I'll give you both. Honestly. First, the defense. Commitment is genuinely terrifying. For some people, deeply, physically terrifying. Not as an excuse, as a fact. She loved him. She wrote it down, even if the "I think" undercuts it. She was about to make the biggest decision of her life. And she panicked, not gracefully, not honorably, but humanly. She didn't know how to say, "I'm scared." She didn't know how to say, "I'm not sure." So she found a place to put the fear. And Ryan was that place. That's a catastrophic way to handle it. It's also a very human way to handle it. Fear makes people do things they can't defend. That doesn't make them monsters. It makes them people who failed someone who deserved better. There's a difference. A real one. Before you write her off completely, sit with that difference. Now the other side. No softening. 8 months. She had that profile active for 8 months of a 10-month engagement. She sent photos. She planned a meeting. She lied to Ryan about being engaged. She lied to Caleb about everything. She wrote a pros and cons list, decided the cons outweighed, and walked toward the aisle anyway. Not because she figured it out, because she didn't want to lose the life. The wedding, the apartment, the safety, and Ryan on the side, just in case it didn't feel right. That's not fear. That's calculation. Running quietly for months. And Caleb? Every morning, coffee on the counter, exact temperature, no sugar, while she was texting Ryan. He made her coffee every single morning. He wrote his vows 3 times. He booked that venue a year out. He gave her everything a person can give, and she kept an exit open. The cruelest part? He never once looked elsewhere. Not once. That's not weakness. That's cruelty. Quiet. sustained, chosen, every single day, for 8 months, while he learned how she took her coffee and never forgot. So tell me, was it fear, or was she just not done looking? Drop your answer below. I read everyone.